Okay, YouTubers and people Mandela affected. Wanted to talk about the murder of Michael Donald. This is definitely a Mandela effect. Um, I lived in Alabama for 5 years, and I lived on Michael Donald Avenue in Mobile. Not the whole time I was there, but for part of the time I was there. And I apologize for the audio of this if it's not coming through okay, but I wanted to get this out. Anyway, I remembered this because of the whole Michael Jackson thing, and somebody had said in a comment that they thought Michael's name was spelled E-A-L. Well, Michael Donald was definitely spelled E-A-L when I lived there on the street, because I saw the sign and I was wondering about the mail, wondering like if it was spelled the more popular way, A-E-L, if, the mail would get sent back or it would go through. Okay, so just to give you a background on the murder of Michael Donald, he was a young kid, about 1981. They call it the last lynching in America. Now, I've read something online that might not be the case anymore, and I don't know if the details of this history part are necessarily all the same as they were, but I do know that Michael was spelled E-A-L for sure because I lived on Michael Donald Avenue. But anyway, basically these Klansmen were looking for an African American to harass and or kill because they were mad about a trial that was held in Birmingham that had resulted in, I think, a mistrial once or twice, and you can read about this online. This lynching was in 1981. One Klansman was sentenced to death and execution. The other one pled guilty and testified against the first one, and that's why he only got life in prison. And then later on, Michael Donald's mother brought a civil suit for wrongful death against the United Klans of America, and it bankrupted them because it was for $7 million. Okay, so you go down here, and there's the street name. You can't really see it, but it's definitely A-E-L. That is not the case when I lived there. Now, I do remember going back there just to for old time's sake. Before I left, I went several places, and it was spelled A-E-L, and I'm like, well, why did they change it to A-E-L? I was really flabbergasted because, it definitely was E-A-L while I lived there. Okay, now I'll show you, this is the plaque that is on that street, and it says A-E-L, but that's not what it said. I know for a fact. Here is Google Maps where you can see the sign. And the reason this plaque is here is because this is the tree that they hung him from, right here. Alright, and right across the street was the house I lived in, and it looks really big, and it is, but I shared it with 3 or 4 people. So, but it was really a nice house. But it was right across the street from that. Okay, now doing a search on some residuals, first I did DuckDuckGo, and you can see that several of these have AEL, but a lot of these have EIL right here. That's in the conversation. It says Michael Donald was my father's uncle, and so I think he should know that it was spelled EAL, which it was. Articles on Michael Donald and America's Last Mass Lynching. Lynching Post-Civil War by Brooke Lumbra. Michael Donald with EAL. Several of these on Google as well. A lot of them will convert to AEL. I did only on EAL, but still some of them came up. Michael Donald Timeline, EAL. Okay. Here's a lesson plan done, lesson created by this person using TED-Ed, and it's all about the lynching of Michael Donald, EAL. And just to let you know who brought charges against the Klansman, it's none other than Jeff Sessions. Sessions' office filed civil rights charges in the 1981 killing of Michael Donald. Did not prosecute the case, but both men were arrested and convicted. So this is definitely not just a personal Mandela, even though it was very personal to me because I lived on that street. This is a Mandela effect that I haven't seen anybody post on before, so I thought it was important to get that out there. So I hope you have a great evening or day, whichever it is for you.